Are you tired of buying scam meme coins full of insiders and getting dumped on? Would you make more money on the market with an actionable set of steps to become an insider yourself? That requires you coming up with your own thesis. I will show it to you by explaining the thesis behind a couple of meme coins with no insiders. I will tell you why they are strong, what are their weaknesses, and why I think they are good picks. Hi, I am Stan, and this cycle I already made multiple 7 figures from investing into meme coins, doing it the right way. We will be kicking off with the main reasons of what makes a good meme coin. And this is the liquidity flow. Is there a catalyst for new liquidity and why? Bonk on Solana became a success because it was marketed very well through Solana receiving several large airdrops. This is what was admitted by the market maker team who was helping to pump Bonk. I will share one example of a meme coin with great liquidity flow currently, and closer to the end of the video I will also share a meme coin with the event of the largest liquidity inflow of this cycle coming into the market. And it's not going to happen next year or no one knows when. It's actually going to happen around September, October of this year. Meme coins are the best performing asset of this cycle, with a bunch of venture capitalists looking to join into this space. If you want to stay ahead of them, subscribe to the channel, not to miss any further Memecoin alpha updates. And I will be kicking off with the meme that is a great short-term peak right now, with a very low selling volume, with the chart in a consolidation phase for quite some time. Crazy good narrative connected to the largest meme coin of this cycle on Ethereum layer 2, developed by the team that disrupted NFT market already. Team of crypto natives that know what are they doing. I am talking about Andy on Blast. Just look at this chart, how beautiful this chart is, how long it actually been in consolidation. Andy on Blast is the original character from Pepe Memeverse. It's a yellow character on yellow chain. And we definitely have a range of the marketplace currently, where we have a range of different Andys. But as we all know, in crypto, first is first. And we have to understand that narrative, the thesis of this thing was so great and so well that a bunch of copycats appeared after this token was introduced to the marketplace. We can see that Andy on Blast appeared 1 month and 28 days ago. Other Andys, they were appearing later than this Andy on Blast. In crypto, as we know, first is first. And the main reason why you actually want to follow this type of thought process is because if they were creating token the first, and if they received this success, they were creating this token not knowing what actually will be happening on the market, not knowing how this market will accept or not accept this token. They were creating this token because they like the chain, they like Blast, and they like the meme in the first place. And all the copycats, they're essentially trying to take up the liquidity. They try to suck up the narrative. And they were definitely created by people most likely following wrong set of motives in the first place. Because you have first mover on the market, and all the copycats, they're just created to steal liquidity for people to make money in the first place, right? And this thing is created by a genuine team that pretty much just came up with the idea in the first place. Market appreciated the idea, and that's why they received the amount of copycats they actually received. Thesis on Andy on Blast was forming up back in February. A lot of time actually went by, and we have to revisit the thesis currently, figuring out is it worth holding or buying this token at this stage of the market. Close to the end of the video, we will actually go through the thesis for another meme coin as well. Make sure to watch it till the end to understand how to form a thesis for a meme coin or any altcoin. It will add a lot of structure to your crypto investments and will significantly increase the amount of profits that you are actually making playing this game. Andy on Blast was initially called in my private community that you can join following Patreon link under the description of this video. The members of the community received 25x return, as Andy on Blast initially was called at 2 million market cap and even currently, through the current market correction, they are sitting at a 5x. Let's actually revisit the thesis. Endion Blast is a blue chip meme token that will be reaching 1 billion market cap this cycle because he's an original character of largest meme of this cycle, Pepe. From the original artist, he's also a yellow character on yellow chain. Andy has a great short-term catalyst with Blast airdrop, adding a lot of house money into the Blast ecosystem that market participants should be spending on meme tokens. Casino. Andy has a great set of holders, whales buying it with great price action, not a lot of JITs. Has narrative that public does not understand and not appreciate currently. Blast chain is ran by the crypto founder who disrupted NFT industry and took over it with successful Blur project. He is one of the greatest founders backing up great product this cycle that won already, therefore has a higher chance of success to win. We have to understand what actually has changed since the formation of this thesis back in March, and we have to figure out, is it actually worth buying, worth holding, or maybe you should sell all your Endion Blast and buy into something else. And I will share what I am doing as well. And in order to actually do this, we will go through the quick exercise. This is something that we were doing last time back in March. We were answering all these questions to try to figure out if there are some bullish catalyst events coming for Andy on Blast. Is it worth investing? At that time, my subjective score was 8.8. Let's actually go through these questions this time as well, and let's see what type of score we would actually be reaching out currently. Is there a notable solid flow of capital you are recognizing to come into the coin sector in the future? We will have Blast airdrop, and I see Andy as a great long-term bet on the success of Blast as well, despite the fact it will have its own token quite soon. At the same time, we do have to understand that meme tokens, largest meme tokens of each and every chain, they are always outperforming the main token of the chain. Pepe on Ethereum, WIF on Solana, Coquino on AVAX, and other things as well. I would put it at 8 at this stage because we definitely will have our airdrop. Airdrop is coming in a month from now, and I personally do feel that we are at the edge of essentially Blast season starting right now. So I believe that the timing for this video is very, very nice. Is there a big difference between current interest and future interest in the coin sector, popular or mispriced? I would actually say 9, yes, because people are kind of afraid through the correction. Not a lot of people still understand what actually is happening with Blast and what Blast is in the first place. They don't understand that Blast is top 7 TVL chain currently, and it's not even live. They don't have a token yet, right? Is it hard to buy a coin? Yes, it's definitely hard. They are not on centralized exchanges at this stage, and you actually need to bridge your funds to be able to buy it. It's definitely hard. Who is your exit liquidity? My exit liquidity are people who will be participating in the Blast mania, all the retail who would be coming in, all the players on the market, and people who would be receiving airdrop money. They would be playing with the house money because they would feel that they have too much money and they would want to spend some on the Memecoins as well. But I don't want to only focus on the short-term part of the thing because airdrop is nice, right? But I don't think that anyone is actually developing Ethereum layer 2 to just let it die out after the airdrop. I think native yield that we have on Blast is very, very bullish for the long term. And I do believe that closer we would actually be going to the end of the cycle, the higher these assets and the higher the chain might be appreciating. Just because of the fact, just because of the reason, it has a bunch of liquidity locked on it already. Top 7 chain in all of the chains. I'm not speaking about Ethereum layer 2. Blast is larger in TVL than most of your Ethereum layer 2s at this stage, which is so crazy. We would see if the situation will be changing after the airdrop, but I think that people do appreciate the fact that there is native yield for their assets on the chain, and builders, developers, they will be building on the chain as well because they're looking for liquidity and low fees for transactions. Blast actually is quite famous for gaming and gamify, which is very, very interesting. Who's your exit liquidity? I would say 8 at this stage, but still we'll have airdrop, we will still have all the things happening for us as well. Is there a narrative you are positioning before that the market is not yet aware of? I would say yes, of course, as we will be receiving the airdrop, and essentially market definitely underestimates the power of Blast and things that Blast can essentially be bringing to this market as well, because it's being run by native crypto team, crypto people. They disrupted NFT marketplace. It's a very, very interesting. I don't think that you should actually underestimate these things, because random guys, they cannot come in and they cannot take in 80% of Ethereum NFTs market share. They know the market very, very well themselves, and advantage that they have over all these teams that being ran by VCs like Sui, most likely, which is very, very not crypto native at this stage. The advantage that they have is that they understand the space. They are active market participants themselves. They're in contact with a lot of people. They do understand what is happening and what people actually need on chain. And I don't think that you actually be neglecting that. And I don't think that you actually need to neglect second-time founders in crypto, successful with the first product and not leaving after the first product, because most guys, they come in, they're hungry, they don't have any money, they develop something, they make a bunch of money, and then they leave, and then they just do nothing. Is there a compelling story behind the project will resonate with future holders? So here I'm betting on Andy narrative. Unfortunately, we have a lot of copycats at this stage. I do still think that first is first, and that long term, this meme will be doing quite well because it has the chain. None of other things has the chain, as Andy is essentially one of the largest memes on the chain, and I think it actually will be the largest meme on the chain just because of the narrative of Pepe that it is actually following. So I would say 9 here, and it's interesting what type of upside it actually has, because people are not confident currently. They're thinking between different Andys and things like that. For me, it's a very, very simple choice. The choice is that it actually was first, so first is first, right? And the fact that it has its own chain. None of the other Andys, they have their own chains because they have a range of meme coins, a bunch of meme coins that are actually largest on their chains than their Andys. And Andy on Blast is essentially largest meme coin on Blast. Is this a new narrative the market is yet to get excited about? So we definitely had this first wave with me explaining the whole thesis, pretty much pumped the token 25x's from 2 million to 50 million, which was very, very nice, definitely, in the first place. Currently, we might get a revival, because I do understand that some people probably capitulated due to price, and some people capitulated due to the arrival appearing of the copycats, right? So they got deceived into buying the copycats that will probably over time will eventually go to zero because they don't have a chain behind them. So I would put actually 8 here, because I still do think that no one understands the potential of Blast. No one understands the airdrop as well. What do experts think of your thesis? Well, based on the fact that we had a bunch of copycats appearing on the market, trying to steal liquidity, understanding how well the thesis is structured, I would actually place 10 here, just based on the reaction from the market. Has this type of coin previously appealed to your exit liquidity? Well, people are buying Pepe currently, and meme coins, they're definitely appealing to the exit liquidity, so I would put it at 9 at this stage. When you look at this project, are you able to see multiple steps ahead at a promising future that is not yet priced by the market? Yes, 9. Is there a die-hard cult leader leading the project who is obsessed with conquering the crypto industry, who reminds you of CZ, SBF, Vitalik? So I would say we definitely have this on Blast with Pac-Man. In terms of the Andy team, I'm talking to them from time to time. I do actually like how focused are they just on the chain, just on onboarding people on Blast, just on making things the right way, not try to rush with like scammy people, with some shady people, with some shady tactics. They're definitely here for the long run, and this is the type of meme coin assets I actually want to enter, because I'm not a PvP trader. I'm entering things for long-term, expecting long-term performance and long-term appreciation. And I'm specifically entering meme coins because I do believe that this cycle, highest ROI activity is actually holding to blue chip, right, proper meme coins, not getting deceived by 1 week or 1 month pump and dumps. I would actually want to place 10 here because I just like the whole thing. How viral this coin can go. It is something you can see millions of people talk about. I would say yes, we definitely have the issue of the copycats as well. Just because of the issue of the copycats, I would put it at 8 at this stage, just because some of the attention might get diluted. But again, I think long-term arguments long-term criteria is definitely on the end of Andy on Blast. Is the project based on your technology, on your sector, or some sort of innovation? 100%. Has the coin been through a pump and dump market cycle? Yes. Several times already, 2 times, because initially it went to 10 million, went to 2 million, right now it went to 50 million and went back to 10 million right now. So it's very, very interesting, because if you're actually following this channel, you are not getting your tokens and you are not getting your coins when they're pumped already, right? You are getting your tokens, and I am exposing the information to you when they are at a very, very nice consolidations level. So you can actually buy in and make sure and be safe that your entry points are actually quite nice. This is not the channel where I'm speaking about the things where they are at the top, where there is zero upside in them, using you as exit liquidity. What is a thesis invalidation? Well, this one is very, very interesting, because a thesis invalidation, if unfortunately one of the copycats would be way larger than this Andy and will take all of the mind share and all of the liquidity as well. Might be happening, might not be happening. I would still say that if there would be like a larger token, Andy token, that will be doing well, it might essentially be directing certain amount of attention to Andy on Blast as well. Because at any point of time, someone with a YouTube channel with tens of thousands of subscribers can make a video that larger Andy is actually a copycat and is a scam, and direct people to Andy on Blast, right? It can be happening at any point of time, any second. And it will come at the time where copycats teams would think that they are safe, would think that they won already. It will come at the safest time, and it will disrupt and hurt them the most. But we still have to understand that it's a certain risk at this stage. So I would actually say 7, because in initial thesis, I'm saying that it's a $1 billion meme coin. Right now, it's definitely not that clear. Like, this vision is not that clear. And it's quite interesting, because I was so sure in this thing, and it's almost like the world, the universe decided to remove my potential because I was too confident. I was thinking that, like, I'm settled for this cycle 100%. And then the copycats attacked. They changed the reality. They changed the simulation, making this thesis definitely less stronger than it was initially. But we will see, because I do believe that investment thesis is actually what makes sense of the market and what you should follow as well. Competitors definitely have a bunch of competitors, so I would actually put a 5 just because of the competition. And we see that the total is 8.5 at this stage, and previous total was 8.8. So we definitely went down, and I would say that main reasons for us going down is because there were a bunch of copycats, a bunch of competition appearing in this space as well. I would say that from one point of view, it's actually quite bullish, because if competition is looking to attack you, to suck up your liquidity and things like that, it means that they understand the thesis. It means they understand how good the thesis actually is. And the fact that we are bottomed at 10 million, nothing bad actually happened. If you would actually check out like a chart of the meme token, 80% correction, 77% correction, that's absolutely healthy for a meme token. And we are at exact bottom currently. I do think if you're actually looking to accumulate, if you do actually like the thesis, I do think it's a very, very great time to be doing this currently. And it's kind of interesting that I'm even recording this video currently, because following technicals, something should actually reverse the chart at this stage. We will see if this video will actually be doing that, but I do believe that all the things are there. I do believe that your entry point is there. I do believe that if you were actually looking to enter into this thing, this is the actual time. All of these holders are holding. We do remember that previous bottom was at 2 million. Right now we are at 10 million. It's 5x, bottom to bottom. We're definitely at the bottom currently, just following this chart. Like, it's so funny. We are at exact 2 similar charts. Just check out this one and check out this one. They're exactly similar. And even the correction from these highs to like these lows, 80% as well. It's so crazy. Do you see these fractals? Do you see these charts? I'm charting meme coins currently. The only difference that 80% of these meme coin is actually not controlled by anyone. And I doubt that this team is working with the market makers at this stage. Therefore, it's a great organic chart with great organic thesis, with a great organic meme coin, with actual community that I think will be doing so well. And the best thing about this thing is that I think it will be doing crazy well already at the end of this month. And if we would actually compare the amount of access from the lows of the previous bottom, where we are at currently, to do the highs, we would see that it's 12x, right? We will see if we will be getting the same type of return, the same type of repeat of this fractal moving forward as well. We also have to talk about the invalidation of the thesis, because the core of your crypto investment process to make sure you're actually successful when investing in crypto should be the process of validation or invalidation of the thesis you are investing according to. There is a very small amount of people that are actually treating crypto investment on this market as an investment in the first place. What I'm showing you currently is worth multiple tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Make sure to add this video into your watch later. If you want to understand anything about the thesis, about some things I'm speaking in these videos, just make sure to rewatch it and revisit it later as well. No one on the marketplace is showing you the same quality of thesis formation for investment, specifically in the meme coins, the largest asset of this cycle, the best performing sector of this cycle. I do think that these videos in the future would actually be studied in the universities. Let's see if I will be right. And one more note, crypto market improves every day. Other people on the market, they are improving every day. The investment game definitely becomes harder. PvP especially. If you don't want to miss out, if you want to work alone with a group of people focusing on their improvement on a daily basis, feel free to check out my private Patreon community in the description under this video. I do believe that we only have around 30 places left at this stage. Invalidation for the thesis of Andy on Blast. This is something that I was sharing back in March as well. We have to revisit this thing as well. Pepe scams underperforms. We don't see this happening at this stage. Blast scams as a Ponzi. Well, I don't think it's going to actually happen during the bull market. If some type of Ponzi will be scamming, it will definitely be happening closer to the bear market or on the large correction. But at the same time, yield rate on Blast for your assets is actually similar as risk-free yield for the US bonds. So it's very safe in the first place. And they actually achieve this yield through the implementation of real-world assets yield through some protocols available in crypto space as well. And the development team rocks, Andy rocks. Well, I don't think so. They are definitely genuine. They came out with this idea the first on the market. It definitely shows that they are not in there for money. All the copycats, all the other people, they actually created the token with the same type of narrative because they want to steal the liquidity. Their motives are definitely wrong in the first place. Motives of the team that came up with this project initially is definitely in the right place. Other memes on chain win. So I would say this is the main risk point for Andy on Blast at this stage. But man, I just like the chart. I like the long-term potential. I like the team. I like the things that are happening on Blast. I think first is first. I think even if some other meme will be winning, if you would be buying Andy on Blast currently, you are buying at the bottom. I don't think we actually would be going lower. Current holders, they just hold. They hold through a correction, through FUD, for different tokens. And it's very interesting because technically we should have had a correction right here. Obviously it happened with certain FUD and things like that, but you have to understand that chart often dictates what type of events will be happening. So if you would actually distance yourself from the FUD, from like some other ND period and still in the liquidity and things like that, you would have to understand that this 80% correction on the chart is something that should have had happened. And technically, it follows this correction very well. This chart is so organic. This chart is so safe. I like this chart very much, to be honest with you. No long-term longevity on chain. No one cares. So I don't think this will be the case as well. I don't think that guys that disrupted NFT market with their NFT trading platform with Blur, I don't think that they're developing their layer 2 just because. And you might say that like they didn't raise much funds, and The fact that they didn't raise much funds is actually quite bullish. It means like that there are not a lot of VCs to actually dump on you, and the fact that they did not raise much funds is because they understand how the market works. They understand they don't need that large amount of funds to actually win on the marketplace because they've done this already. They do understand what works, what doesn't, and they are in the market on a daily basis. Man, I can't. All right, I will not say anything. It's not a financial advice, but you can probably see how bullish I am. Well, the main question stays the same. Should you actually buy, sell, or hold your ND on Blast? And sometimes on this channel, I'm actually sharing new theses on the Memecoins. And usually they are so great that market appreciates them instantly and buys into Memecoin. So they're essentially getting appreciated in value. If you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe to this channel and put your bell notifications on as well. As people who were able to watch my videos the first, they're actually capitalizing the most. Speaking about whether or not you should be buying, selling, or holding ND on Blast, just a quick sum up. I do think that we are at the bottom of the chart. I do think the chart repeats the fractal perfectly. I do think that we are at the bottom of the correction. I do think that the market will be reversing. I do know that we will have our Blast airdrop in May, closer to the end of the month. I do think that we will have a crazy bull rally in May, and Blast would just join this rally so beautifully, so beautifully. I do believe that Andy will suck up all the liquidity, and man, I can see this future. I can see this thing happen. So it's not a financial advice. I probably won't be buying more at this stage because my personal position is quite large. I do actually have 6 figures worth of ND on Blast at this stage, which I bought from the market, which I did not receive from anyone. I was not got paid to actually talk about this thing. I just saw the thesis on the market. I researched, I appreciated it, and I decided to share. I'm holding 6 figures worth of ND on Blast myself at this stage, and I will continue holding because I see the diamond hands of the current holders as well. I see perfectly fine and perfectly healthy chart. Personally, I'm bullish. Everything else is essentially up to you. Let's get into the second meme coin I'm buying that actually does not have insiders and actually is not a scam. And liquidity flows are just crazy for this one. The only issue you might have is that it's not that short term as ND on Blast. You will probably have to wait if you would be buying into something like this. I believe that the thesis for this meme coin is one of the strongest theses on the marketplace currently. I do believe it's actually stronger than thesis for base chain that is being pushed by all the influencers at this stage and was pushed, right? Getting early into this meme coin might actually be the difference between average performance and outstanding performance on this market. Make sure to watch till the end to grasp each and every piece of information. I honestly believe that these videos will be researched in the future as peak performance of crypto meme coin investment. And I will be chilling on the island with $100 million in my bank account. This meme coin was initially called in my private Discord community. So members got served a very stable and clean 3x in a declining market on the correction. And I think that over time it will get appreciated in value as well. If you would like to have exposure to these type of calls, make sure to join my private Discord community following first link to Patreon in the description of this video. You actually might think that this video is about meme coins, but in reality this video is about liquidity flow. Liquidity flows, Ethereum layer 2s, airdrops, and how to actually take advantage of them. That's why I'm saying why these videos are actually peak of crypto investment. Why the information I'm sharing, the thought process, the thesis is peak of crypto investment, because I do understand where liquidity will be coming. I do have a very clear events as well. I actually have a clear date for these events as well. Unlike your base airdrop that each and every influencer is actually screaming to you about, base airdrop is not coming anytime soon. It would actually be positive if it will be coming in 2025. They're not even sure at this stage if they will actually have their own token. Blast airdrop coming in a month from now. Following the current market, we do understand that each meme coin on the chain usually outperforms the main token of the chain as well. Dogecoin, it's a fork of Bitcoin, essentially outperformed Bitcoin. Shiba Inu, it's a largest meme coin on Ethereum, outperformed Ethereum as well. Pepe is outperforming Ethereum. WIF is outperforming Solana, and a bunch of other meme coins. They are outperforming main tokens of the chain. The same exact thing will be happening for this chain and for these meme coins as well. And largest alpha of this cycle is to actually position yourself before this liquidity will be coming in, before these airdrops will be happening. Largest airdrop of this cycle is actually going to be Linea, because of the fact that this is the chain, Ethereum layer 2, that got $700 million worth of investment. There is no chain, there is no other project that received the same amount of funding as well. And this is the chain that is actually being developed by the team, by the company that developed MetaMask, the wallet that we all actually are using. Do you understand what is happening? Do you understand the potential of this thing in the first place? Do you understand the thought process? Do you understand how great my thesis is? Because two memes on two chains with two airdrops, both of them, they're actually developing their own layer 2s, being second time successful crypto teams. Do you understand the amount of alpha that you actually exposed for free to on this channel? First thing, they developed Blur. They disrupted the marketplace. They're developing their own Ethereum layer 2. Second thing, consensus. They developed MetaMask. MetaMask is being widely used as the largest wallet still to this day. Still. And all the exchanges, they're trying to come up with their own wallets. But the main issue with these exchanges is that there is certain level of control they're inflicting on their wallets. I cannot be safe if I don't want to hold my money on the exchange. Why I should be holding it on the exchange wallet? I know it's all like not connected, and wallet is just an interface and it actually does not hold your funds, but it's an exchange, you know? I'm way more comfortable holding most of my money on MetaMask because it actually is proven by time. That's something that these wallets from the exchange won't have as well, because if something is working stably for many years already, we all know, we all have more security, more trust into something like this. Second time successful crypto team developed MetaMask. They're developing their own chain, Ethereum layer 2, with $700 million investment, largest investment in the industry. Do you think they will not be onboarding all of the MetaMask users on the chain? Do you think that this thesis is weak? Do you think that this is not going to happen? Of course it's going to happen. And in comparison to Base, where they will be onboarding a bunch of poor normies on chain to get scammed with meme tokens, and you think that US-based company with all the regulations will not actually get sued if they would be doing something like this? Right. They will be onboarding all of the normies on chain so they can scam by some type of developers launching meme tokens on chain. That's just crazy. Consensus will be onboarding all the actual people with liquidity, with MetaMask wallets onto Linea, the Ethereum layer 2 chain. And all of these people with liquidity will eventually get onboarded on this chain. And there is a meme token that the chain is actually named after. The dog of the founder of the chain, that the chain is named after, which is Linea. It's so strong, like it's so great. I cannot. And the main upside in this thing is because we still have quite some time till the airdrop. None people on the market, zero people on the market actually understand what is happening. Like, they don't even understand what is Blast, and Blast airdrop is in a month from now. They don't understand what Linea is as well, because Linea is a drop, because Linea airdrop most likely will be coming around September, October of this year. And because it will actually be coming around that time, it's actually quite cheap at this stage. Because of the fact that if you would actually be buying into this currently, you would probably need to kind of freeze up your liquidity for quite some time, because you'd probably have to wait for quite some time till the airdrop will essentially be happening. On top of that, we have Foxy, which is a scam influencer pump and dump meme coin that was launched on Linea that will be sucking up all the liquidity. And do you know what bread cost on base? Bread cost meme season on base. And we have exactly the same scam influencer pump and dump meme coin Foxy launched on Linea. And all of this liquidity, once these people would understand that they're actually getting dumped on, they're actually being used as exit liquidity, they will be repositioning into the other memes on chain, into Linea, because the chain is named after Linea. There is no competition for Linea on Linea currently. And Foxy market cap is what, like 150 million, and Linea is 6 million at this stage. Do you understand the thesis? Do you understand what is actually happening? If you actually want to receive this type of high quality research and content, make sure to subscribe to this channel and put the bell notification on. If you want to join the community of like-minded people who are doing research along with me as well, make sure to check out my Patreon page and join my Patreon private Discord community. Let's actually revisit short Linea thesis, because I understand last video is 1 hour and average view time on this last video is 30 minutes. Imagine how much upside over the market you actually have if you're watching my videos till the end. Imagine your upside if you're just doing that. That's just crazy. Short Linea on Linea thesis, largest airdrop in this space, in the whole crypto space, is going to be largest airdrop. All the airdrop farmers, the only thing that they're doing, they're just farming Linea airdrop. They're not doing anything else. They're not focused on anything else. Only Linea airdrop. Whales from 34 Ethereum floor NFT collection, holding for multiple months. So this is the collection. I was sharing it in the last video as well. Whales from this community with 32 Ethereum floor at this stage. They are holding Linea since December. They just hold it with 0 transfers, 0 sell transactions as well. Probably these people know something, because they hold 150k NFT, 120k NFT. Probably they know some things, right? The chain is named after the dog, Linea. The chain, largest chain from consensus, from MetaMask is named after this dog. I don't know, how you cannot understand these things. Liquidity from Foxy and from influencers pushing Foxy should be ending up in Linea. Nice liquidity inflow along with the airdrop and Memecoin narrative. So if we would actually check out all the tokens on Linea at this stage, we would also see Foxy, which is the largest meme token at this stage, with a market cap of 40 million and a fully diluted market cap at 140 million. How you can be buying into meme coins where FDV is larger 3 times than the current market cap? It's just such garbage. And these influencers, they will continue to push this thing definitely in this cycle, because they need to work for their allocation, and all of this liquidity will be ending up in Linea. It's so crazy. You have to understand these things. Consensus is battling SEC. Right now, SEC is actually trying to call Ethereum a security. Consensus just sued them as well, because I think they're trying to call MetaMask an exchange, and that's why they actually sued them. And you might think oh, there is no way to actually bet on Consensus winning this lawsuit. There is. You're just buying Linea. And actually, Linea is ultimate leverage futures bet on MetaMask and on Linea token as well. Do you understand that right now, if you're buying Linea, just forget about all the crazy narrative. It's actually future long leverage option on the token of both MetaMask and Linea Ethereum Layer 2 that received 700 million in investment, and that will be also doing largest airdrop in the industry. And you have this leverage option already that will outperform. How can you be fading this thing? So I purposefully actually put this thing at the end of the video. It's definitely something long term. If you would be buying into this, it's also quite hard to buy. You need to bridge, and if you would be buying into this, you would have to wait and things like that. But how can you not understand these things? It's just so crazy to me. Defined and close airdrop date, not as on base. This is one of the reasons why I think that this thesis is actually stronger than thesis on base, because liquidity from MetaMask users is way larger than liquidity from random Joes that will be jumping in Coinbase wallet application and on base, that all of the market thinks that they would be able to dump on them, right? And one day Coinbase just blocks their on-chain breach and things like that because they're actually getting sued by all the normies, getting scammed with all the meme coins that are being launched on base, right? So way more liquidity will be coming through MetaMask on Linea, right? Defined airdrop. One of the reasons for base thesis is because they will have this airdrop and things like that, and no one knows when. No one even sure that they will have their own token because they are heavily regulated. And here we already know they will have the airdrop. Most likely it will be around September and October. There are multiple 7-figure airdrop businesses that are actually farming this thing. And here is your chance to actually outperform them. Because when buying Linea, you will actually be able to outperform these guys who are creating automated systems, who are farming this whole thing, spending the time, spending them. I know at least several large teams with thousands of accounts that are farming Linea airdrop like crazy. And with you just buying Linea, you're pretty much taking advantage over all of them. The only issue is that at this stage, just not being forced shield by influencers on the market to pretty much get you into some tokens and dump on you in the process, right? That's not something that's happening. Although you might actually argue with that because we already have Foxy. Because these teams behind Foxy, they do understand this thesis. They do understand what is happening. And unfortunately, they will see most of the liquidity come into Linea through work of mine and through just market understanding their upside. Market understanding organic tokens with organic communities, with no insiders and no people who are dumping through centralized exchanges on the followers, right? But what actually comes for Linea in the future? Is there anything that the market is not pricing in at this stage? The best utility for a meme token is something that Degen on Base actually did. They launched the own launchpad where people can actually be launching Memecoins, and they made sure that you actually have to stake your Degen to receive allocations from this launchpad. And you probably know what happened to the price of Degen after that, right? What if I would tell you that Linea is working on something similar? Would you understand the upside? Would you understand what is actually happening with this thing? It's so crazy to me that you are actually getting exposed to this type of alpha on this channel. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to put your bell notifications on. People who are watching these videos the first, they're usually making the most money. So Linea team is actually working on a lottery system. Lottery system works based on the market cap of the token. So you essentially can bet if Linea will be reaching 10 million market cap, like 15 million market cap, 20 million market cap. What you have to do to bet on these things, you actually need to get your tokens into the pool, right? I don't think that they actually staked, but I also don't think that you are actually getting your tokens before Linea will be reaching this type of market cap. So the main risk is actually in time. The main risk in you freezing up your Linea tokens. At the same time, the team is actually allocating the price pools for this market cap. And what's interesting is that there is already something that's been allocated for the time when Linea, for example, is reaching 100 million market cap, right? So it's like 20x from here at this stage, right? And they might be allocating like 15K, right? But this 15K at this market cap, at 100 million market cap, would essentially be turning into $300,000. And then once this market cap is reached, people who actually put the Linea tokens into this pool, they will have a chance to become the winners. So a smart contract essentially decides randomly who is the winner of this thing. And it's quite interesting because it's kind of close to leverage on this thing, but leverage with you essentially automatically taking profits at a certain stage. In some cases, you probably might not win. you are freezing up funds as well, but there is zero chance to lose. There's pretty much zero chance to lose your tokens. And what they are doing through the process like this, they're essentially taking out tokens out of the circulation, and they push people to actually bet on increase in the market cap. And these prices, the more token will actually get appreciated in value, the larger these prices will be as well. So it's like native marketing material for the whole structure, for the whole thing as well. It's actually so crazy. Here they have the overview of all of this functionality, and it's kind of actually explained quite complex, quite technically, and I actually like it because these guys, they definitely make sure to outline everything properly. You can see that like they're engineers, they have something they're working on. I did appreciate a lot the way how this actually structured, and I actually had to reach out to the team to ask them to explain this to me because I did not understand it in the first place, and they actually took some time to explain it to me so I can explain it to you currently as well. Very interesting, very exciting, because Toshi is actually doing something like this, like they're developing their own launchpad currently, kind of copying the things that are happening on DJ and on base, right? But this thing, I would say it's simpler than the launchpad, and it's in a way it's more fair, right? Because launchpad, some scams might be launching, things like that. This thing is just kind of your safe leverage position on Linea, and the worst thing that's happening to you, you're pretty much just losing time. That's the worst thing. So you're freezing up like your funds, right? So what you can actually take from this video, I would say a lot, starting from liquidity flows, ending up with proper Memecoin thesis creation, validation and invalidation. If you did not understand certain things that I actually shared, make sure to add this video to your watch later and make sure to revisit it as well, because this is what peak Memecoin crypto investment actually looks like. You're not getting this type of content anywhere on the marketplace. No one is doing that currently. No one on the market is actually doing this currently. Only on this channel you are exposed to the process and the information like this. Most of the thesis formation like this on the market is actually in the private groups, in the private chats, where you would actually have to pay significant amount of money to be able to enter them, or you pretty much just have to know some people to be able to be exposed to this type of quality information on the market. If you are looking for the community where we are improving on a daily basis, we are working on our theses, we are researching the market, we are winning on the marketplace and making money, make sure to check out my Patreon in the first link in the description of this video. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to your feedback. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will be seeing you tomorrow.